Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome back. It's Tanya here in case you haven't been here before. Channel's about mental health and positive outlook and all sorts of stuff about my life. So what I wanted to do today was change the trajectory of the channel. Originally when I started, it was about my journey and um, wanting to focus on the more positive things with mental health and how we can overcome stuff. And sadly, in a couple of videos, I've noticed I've actually let stuff creep in that that doesn't need to be there. It doesn't need to be there for my mental health. It doesn't need to be there for you as a viewer watching when I'm trying to show you that if we handle things differently, that we can achieve much better outcomes. And with the number of things that have been going on around me, I have actually let them seep into the videos. And that's not what I want to do because, uh, like I said, it's about coming out of the shadows. I've worked through them. But I've noticed lately that I've let outside forces really have an impact on what I'm doing. And I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus more on the positive side. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of stuff, but it's not going to be so doomsday for me. All right. Anyway, so I thought we would start with when I first moved in here. When I was really sick, and I live in social housing or government housing. And I was just so grateful to get the place that I'm in. And it's taken me 4 years to slowly turn it into my little haven. Um, but I'm going to tell you some stories. When I first come here, it was difficult. Like it's a beautiful building and it's close to the city. There's two major hospitals on each side of it, and majority the people that live here are either over 50 or 55, or they have serious health conditions. So it's situated in a place that they can easily manage to get to medical appointments and so forth. Anyway, so we'll talk about as time went on later on, but I just wanted to show you how doing something a little bit positive can make all the difference to your mindset and to the people around you. So when I come here, I had a lot of work to do still, and we'll put some photos in because I'd had stuff in storage for years, and then I had the unit that I was living in, which was basically temporary accommodation, but it was lasted a couple of years while I was waiting for this property. And so I had so much stuff. I had a life of 3 kids and husbands, and I'd kept everything. So it was a really big deal when I moved here. But one thing was, when I come here, there is a beautiful community space downstairs, and it was so not utilised. It was just a tip, to be honest. Anyway, um, a lot of people like myself were very isolated, other than who came to see them, meaning health workers or whatever. And if you don't have family nearby, or you're not connected with your family, people do it hard. I actually, to be quite honest, I enjoy spending a lot of time alone. But what I was saying was, I moved here and I had the best part of 50 years of belongings and mementos, and my children are all adults and have still got every tooth they ever lost and their first haircuts and all that. So I don't know, and it's a mother thing, I think. But I come here and I had so many books. I love books, and prior to having the strokes, I used to read, just prolific reader. But I don't know. I think I know a few people that are a bit like me, and then I know others that are quite happy to pass them on. But I become very attached to those books. And I had a storage shed that was just full of boxes and boxes and boxes of books. And once I moved here, even though my place is lovely and I have reasonable space, if I kept all the books, I wouldn't have had reasonable space. So what I noticed when I moved in was there was an underutilised community room downstairs. And once I was here for a few months, I spoke to my fantastic neighbours. I'm so grateful to the universe. I've got the best people around me. And they just said basically it's just left there to rot. So I thought, okay, there's a lot of people here like me, like that, that don't go out, that don't leave the building, and that's not that I couldn't, because I had people helping me, but like I just suffer in that. It's a bit like agoraphobia, but it's not. Anyway, but there was a lot of people here that their health just didn't afford them to be able to go to the local library or go to shops or whatever. And I really didn't want to get rid of all these books, and I thought, what can I do with them that would be something that would benefit other people? So I had a little, oh, she's not little, she's a big girl, she's a lovely girl, Kira. She was a support worker at the time, and she's coming back to work with me, which is fabulous. Um, and what I decided to do, I had several bookshelves. I decided to take one of the bookshelves downstairs into the community room and go through my books a bit at a time and turn that, like make it, even if it was just a small space in that big space where people could come and borrow the books, and if they had spare books they could put them there, whatever, like I was just trying to do something that was nice for my neighbours, and it helped me too, like it helped me be able to detach from the books that I love so much, because I knew they were going to be used by other people. So anyway, that's the story about that, and it's a much more positive story. Um, and then next week we're going to do a video on how different that room is from 4 years ago when nobody went near it to today with a community effort in the building, which I don't think we had before I moved here. And yeah, I'm sure there's people that were talking and stuff like that, but I think we found a sense of community together, like, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to leave that till next week, and you're going to just see some amazing, amazing stuff. But how this came about today was I hopped on Facebook, which is how I keep in contact with my family, which are mostly minimum an hour away. Oh, my mum's around the corner, but she's never there. But my sister, my daughter, my aunties, my uncles, cousins, they're like an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours away. Brothers, same sort of thing. And when I hopped on Facebook, one of my cousins was on there, and there was this photo of her at her job, and she was in high vis gear, so her job's not an easy job. She's not answering phones all day or sitting behind a desk. She's, and not denigrating people that do that at all, but I mean that she actually physically has to work. And it was a photo of her in her place of work, and it just said, I love my job so much. And I thought that was really beautiful. Like, I thought that was absolutely amazing to hear somebody be happy to go to work. And her job, like I said, is not an easy job, but she was still happy to go to work. And I got something really positive out of that. And it made me reflect on my videos and what I was trying to portray in the first place. So we are going down that more positive mode. And I want to say to her, Maria, well done. You flipped a light switch for me, which is really amazing. And maybe one day we can do an interview with Maria and how she lives her life and keeps things positive and how she loves going to work. Anyway, so we're going to be focusing more on not just me, on lots of people, and we're going to be focusing on, yes, we have bad days, and yes, we have all the stuff that's going on around us and it's interfering with our peace and whatever. But on this channel, we're going to try and point out the good things, and we're going to try and I'll talk about my stuff, so you have an understanding about, like how days can be, which I'm sure you all have been through. But I want to pick out the parts with other people on how they manage to make their days better, including mine. So anyway, I want you all to be blessed, be grateful. I've got your back. Thank you for being here. Please like, share and subscribe. And I'm sorry today's going to be a bit of a scramble on the video. I expected it to be a little bit better, but it's probably going to end up worse. But it'll still be okay. We're positive here. All right. Thank you.